I
Okay,
just have to
okay,
make sure
okay.
we're actually
Do it
make
live.
sure we're actually live.
And not just dead or alive.
Hello, ladies and
Shh.
gentlemen. Welcome back to the Mehvies. Today we're watching Kung Fu Panda 2.
Everybody was kung fu fighting.
Everybody was Kung Fu Panda.
Mm. So, what is our history with this movie?
Never seen it.
Okay. I didn't see it until many years after it came out. Granted, it was 2011, and the only movie I saw that year, sadly, was Ryan Reynolds' Green
You
I watched
poor,
one
poor
piece of
thing.
television.
Lantern. Yeah, I saw it in
Well,
theaters.
anyway,
Yeah,
But
definitely worth it.
yeah,
so are we all set? Okay,
I mean, I'm watching the screen.
I believe so, yes.
okay,
yeah,
in 3, 2, 1. The funny thing about this movie is that the trailer for it had Hump It by
Yeah, Black
the
Eyed
Black
Peas.
Eyed Peas.
That,
I
By the
that
swear.
was
way,
a very popular song back in the day.
that's
in
Back in
fair.
the black.
It's kind of ironic that this movie sequel turned out better than the fucking Hangover Part 2.
well, that's
Yeah,
not hard to do.
yeah.
Yeah, but both of them were successful movies in their own right, for and I think everybody just assumed Kung Fu Panda 2 would just do the same thing again, but it's like, oh no, it advanced the story.
Yeah.
Yep.
Unlike
Oh,
the
by the
Hangover,
way,
unlike
our
the Hangover 2,
by
which
did the same thing.
features a guy getting fucked in the ass by an Asian prostitute.
Oh, and it basically did the exact same thing as the first movie.
Yeah.
Except
And then
now,
Cody, you never believe
they're
this. They're filming the Hangover 2 over here.
Okay, so our main antagonist of this movie is voiced by none other than the man
Gary.
who will ask to bring in everyone. Which ones? Everyone!
It's Gary Oldman, my man,
AKA Commissioner Gordon from the Dark Knight trilogy.
hey, mom and dad,
aka
I committed
Dracula.
genocide. Aren't you proud of me?
All I also would have gone with the guy who, at one point in his career, was just typecasted to play the villain in everything.
Would
Including
it
that
be?
spider guy from Lost in Space.
Would it
You know,
be a
well,
man with a very
okay.
deep voice?
Also, too, so you brought up the Dark Knight trilogy. Did you know that Gary Oldman was actually supposed to play Ra's al Ghul in that?
I
But
remember hearing about
Really?
that. Yeah.
yeah, no, yeah, he was
Huh.
not the first choice to play Commissioner Gordon. But when the person they actually wanted to play Commissioner Gordon couldn't do it, Nolan just decided, all right, Gary's always been the villain in most media that he's been in, so I'll make him Gordon.
Quick, put on the latest Iron Maiden album.
You know, I don't get why does everyone always go with banishment? Why not just kill the guys already? I mean, I know he's the
Because
kid,
they
but
couldn't
That's a
have their
sweet
children's cartoon
logo.
otherwise.
well, it
Exactly.
but it's never worked out whenever you banish somebody. They always just come back later with bigger than ever for revenge. Every time. When has it ever worked?
Seth Rogen attempting to actually do a different voice. I love how even Tigress is
Just
humoring
do
them.
it!
Yes.
I mean,
40.
he did have a bit of a humorous side in the first movie, so you know.
I also like how the dragon, how the Furious Five are just like his. They're kind of his surrogate siblings.
They're like
Yeah.
the squad.
Yeah, even though I know a lot of people, myself included, when I was younger, did want them to kind of push Tigress and Poe in a sort of romantic direction, but I
No.
appreciate that.
It would
That would be
but
weird
nothing
on
more.
so many levels, considering the fact that Tigress is a predator and he is prey.
Well, you know what? That would just be,
Yeah.
Like a
that's-
tiger would
we're
probably
gonna,
go after or a panda.
we're gonna create
Giggity.
we're gonna
Giggity.
create Zootopia here.
Yeah.
That's it better.
Also, it's my favorite Captain Hook. Once again, back as Shifu.
Dustin Hoffman.
I'm glad they
Yes.
brought him back.
Me too.
Oh yeah, I think Uguay did do this, so a little bit of, I guess, callback. The whole Uguay thing inner piece.
Chekhov's inner piece.
Yeah. See, it all comes together.
And yet, this is a much better This is a much better
Oh.
bending related sequence than M. Night Shyamalan's Last Airbender.
Oh.
Because at least
Uh.
it's not doing several movements at once just to do a single motion.
Fire.
Just to move
Fire.
that one rock.
Fire.
One
Fire.
Fire!
No, it's water. Water.
water.
Water. Water. Water try. Ugh.
And
Mas-
but then
Master
at least
Chief
what
was
M. Night
basically a ninja.
Shyamalan had one thing going for it. It had that penis hair.
That's not a positive.
I would say the most.
You
I
know
would say
the
I never
positive
said it
is-
was.
you know the review done by White Ruler of Time, Yezu Otaku, Todd in the Shadows, and I forget the fourth guy they had on that. They actually just put up a black censor bar over that hair.
Oh my god! Yeah, I would say the best thing about M. Night Shyamalan's Last Airbender was the fact that all of those actors involved still went on to have a career.
You know what? I'm happy
Hang
for
on.
them.
On question, did the guy who played Ong get a career?
He kind of had a career, yeah. Wasn't a
He-
great career.
He went on to do he still does martial arts stuff.
Hold on,
Yeah.
I'll look it up. Let's see.
The actress who played Katara, she went on to be in the Bates Motel series.
Sadly, she was also in Transformers 4
Uh,
as Marky Mark's daughter.
Noah Ringer. He was.
oh,
I
that's terrible.
I forgot that was her.
Nicola.
Slumdog Millionaire was the only one who was safe.
Let's see. Noah Ringer.
Apparently, the
Let's
guy
see, he was in Cowboys
Doug
and
Walker
Aliens.
mistook Dante Bosco for the guy who was for the guy who played live action Zuko.
Oh, duh. Well, oh man, I bet Dante loved that.
No,
Guest
he was
starring
just no,
Conan.
he was just like, wait, what?
Okay, I'm gonna do that much. I mean, he was in Cowboys and Aliens, and I think that was his only major movie.
You know, it is kind of appropriate that we're watching this because Kung Fu Panda has made a comeback
I mean, we are getting a fourth movie.
Yep.
next year.
Not entirely sure how to feel about that, but at least it's probably going to be half decent.
I mean,
I
I
mean,
did
it
heard
could
the
be better
animated
than-
series was pretty good.
See, that was
If it
actually a
can
good joke.
Yeah.
If it can be better than 3, I say it's got a leg up.
It's not that bad.
No,
I'm
3
not
is
saying
actually.
it's bad.
I'd say 3
Three's
is
not-
better. I'd say 3 is better than this one.
I disagree. I
Mm.
think this is like
You know what? I mean, I think we wait for free before we have Kevin explain why. Because I will admit, free does some things right. Because I will admit, it does have my favorite villain.
has Angelina
Yeah.
Jolie done anything recently? Because I know she's Tigress in
Do you
all 3 of
really
these movies.
want to know? Oh,
I'll
that
look
one
it up.
movie.
I
That
got
one
the
movie she was in
IMDb.
recently.
I got IMP. Let's see what's up.
She
I'm just-
sadly played Athena in the Eternals.
Yep.
Oh, that's right. Oh God, I
Oh
can't.
yeah, yeah.
It was so
Yeah.
bland. I repressed
And
it.
Maleficent. Oh yeah, she was also Maleficent. Ugh.
Why?
Angelina Jolie does not make good choices.
Yeah, she was in
You know,
Salt.
she might have, if it paid well.
Hey, that was a callback to the first movie.
Hooray.
You know,
Bunny.
and if it pays well is another tie-in to the Dark Knight franchise, because that is a line famously said by who? Anybody remember?
It's been a while since I watched The Dark Knight.
Famously
He
said
said franchise.
by
By who?
Ken, it's
Mike
been a while
O'Kane.
Oh,
By
Mike.
Alfred.
Famously
by
said
Mike.
by Michael Caine about Jaws the Revenge.
Up, suddenly Poe is triggered.
PTSD. I mean, flashback,
Holy
dramatic
crap! He is.
backstory.
Holy crap! Poe is the Panda version of Bruce Wayne.
Well, actually, only
People-
one of his parents is dead.
You know that's well.
yeah.
As far as
Oh,
he
yeah.
knows, both of his parents are dead. He doesn't
let's
know
see
his,
here.
his biological father is alive.
His biological father being played by Bryan Cranston.
Let's see here.
Yep.
Yes, sir, we need to cook.
Mantis is fucking hench. He's fucking jacked.
He's a mantis.
Yeah, of course.
Mhm.
How cool is that? Poe has two famous dads. One played by Bryan Cranston. The other one played by James Wan.
Hong.
On. Sorry,
Aye.
I don't know why I say Wan. On.
I always did like these little jokes of the whole
Speaking
"Am I
of-
adopted?"
That's a broom.
That's a.
That's a
That's a broom.
Oh yeah, he was in the first movie. Oh yeah, he Poe did spill stain on him. Continuity, people.
Continuity. Boom.
Boom.
And then Walter White's like, wait, my son is Jack Black? Then cue that bit where Walter
Aw.
White just passes out in the heat.
I mean, he does look actually a bit smaller.
Meanwhile, Poe will proceed to put on a turtle shell and play a song about peaches.
Yes.
Yo,
I had this crazy vision that was animated in an entirely different art style.
no. I don't know why, but whenever I saw a character always asks the question, "Am I adopted?" it always makes me laugh for some reason.
Especially in
God,
this scenario, given that Poe was raised by a goose.
Well, you see, son, when a goose and a panda love each other very much.
The egg is shit
Yeah.
out by your mother.
I mean, hey man, I mean, if a tortoise and an Eevee could somehow make a Pikachu, I'm pretty sure a goose and a panda can make a panda, right?
No.
uh,
Come on, Dad.
I was
You're
not
a
an-
goose.
Poe is not an idiot.
Is this?
He's absolutely.
Do we run by Sonic the Hedgehog rules in this? Was my mom a panda?
How would a goose make love to a panda?
Mr.
Well,
Pig is the name
we've
of,
seen-
of
go
this
into
guy.
detail about
See-
animal genitalia talking.
see,
Don't go that again.
You know, you take
You take the
DeviantArt
moon
and
you
Fur
take the
Affinity will
sun.
find a way.
Okay.
There are
he's
clearly some
adorable.
radishes in there, just, not very many.
No, I think he's more referring to inside of the crate.
Yeah.
Because the rest of them were pretty much out of the crate. Hey, after
He could have
Mr.
eaten it.
Pink. Yes,
So in
the
other words,
goose's name is Mr.
he was
Ping.
going to leave that baby. He was about to leave that baby.
Look, he didn't know whose it was.
He wasn't sure. He
Yeah,
just
he
wasn't
wasn't
sure how to
sure.
handle it. And he just decided, you know what, I'm gonna
Adopt this panda. You were basically my garbage disposal.
Look at that. The physics are so sophisticated. They can break bowls now.
Yes.
How do you feel about
Oh.
the textures on the fur and feathers in this one, Alex?
I think they've
Better than the
improved.
first movie.
I mean, yeah, there was a 3-year gap. Of course,
Yeah.
naturally they were going to improve.
Plus, we had How to Train Your Dragon a year before this movie.
Yes, and How to
Exactly.
Train Your Dragon
And they had
looks
practice.
fucking amazing.
Oh,
To this
no,
very
I mean-
day.
You'll love
That's
How to
kind
Train
of-
Your Dragon too.
Oh, I can't fucking
That's
wait.
kind of what I. That's kind of the
No.
thing I don't like about the Toy Story movies. As they progress, the toys just stop feeling more plasticky.
Yeah, that's
Really?
one of the things where Toy Story, the
I don't wanna
models
talk
in
about
Toy Story
Pixar
improved
right
too
now.
much, and then Toy Story 4 happened.
And then Toy
I-
Story 5 is now happening.
Toy Story 5, I don't
By the
want
way,
it.
this movie made over 630 million in the box office.
Yeah.
God damn it, Pixar, you used to be great. Now look
Was that
at you.
more than the first? Was that more than the first one?
And by the way, it made more than Hangover Part 2. So suck it, Hangover.
I mean, this movie made more than Hangover
wait.
Part 2 and Green Lantern combined.
No, wait, hold on a sec. I was looking at the first movie. The second movie made over 660 million.
Oh, okay. Well, still more than Hangover Part 2 and
Yeah, both Kung Fu
Green
Panda
Lantern.
movies made more than Hangover Part 2.
And Green Lantern.
Forget how long do
Oh, man. So awesome.
Bitch be gone.
Be
Shen
gone,
walked.
Yeah.
Shen walked so Death could run.
Yeah. I mean, technically you could say that the same for like all three Kung Fu Panda villains.
I think Shen is the best villain.
I'd argue
I will
Kai, but we'll
definitely-
get to Kung Fu Panda 3.
Look at that.
See, I will admit Shen is the best villain of the three, but I do prefer Kai out of the three.
Kai, for nostalgia reasons, yes, but he really just. I
God,
like
look at
this
that.
main villain.
Look at how
Yeah.
red the shadows are.
Ah,
That's
Suck
color
it, The
here.
Last Jedi. Suck it, The Last Jedi. Suck it, suck it, suck it.
Oh,
Her
by the
background
way,
looks amazing.
Michelle Yao is in this movie as that goat right there.
yeah.
And guess what? This is a more dignified appearance of her than Shang-Chi.
Yeah.
I was
Also,
like,
the Rhino.
Michelle Yao is more dignified in this movie. Oh, and Dennis
Jean-Claude
Haysbert
Van Damme.
is
Oh yeah.
Jean-Claude
Oh, yeah,
Van Damme
Jean-
is
Van
Master
Damme is
Croc,
Croc.
and Dennis Haysbert, or the Allstate guy,
That's an
is Master Ox.
That's a very
Yeah.
interesting casting choice.
I like how most of these
That's
these
all
acts.
Are you in good hands?
You know, I kind of like the fact that Penn doesn't really get into much fights after this.
Oh,
I'm
and
looking-
also
I'm looking for Van
Victor
Damme
Gar-
Croc's roundhouse kick.
Oh, and Victor Garber is the voice of Master Thundering Rhino.
Victor Garber
I like
voiced
Victor
he voiced all of the Bunnicula audiobooks.
Right.
Yeah.
Can you
He was
Kung Fu
also
canon?
one half of Firestorm in
Just gonna
the
say that.
Arrowverse, And he was also one of the guys who built the Titanic in Titanic,
Oh.
Yep.
which they had no end of fun talking about and referencing
Yep.
in the Titanic
Thundering
episode of
Rhino
Legends
just
of Tomorrow.
died.
Yep. Just died off screen.
Yeah.
Well, we could
I mean,
tell
technically-
how he'd die based on the weapon that was used to kill him.
Blown the fuck up.
Blown up, sir!
Like you could see him, he's over there. And
I like
there.
it. But I just got kung
Here.
fu.
And here...
Something a bit over here.
Krillin,
That is
too
brain.
soon. By the way, did you know that Dennis Haysbert was once the voice of Kilowog?
Huh.
Yeah.
That makes perfect sense.
Alex, you remember seeing the episodes of Justice League where he voiced Kilowog?
Oh, yeah.
Thanks for embarrassing me, Dad.
Thanks, Dad.
I don't know, Dad.
Love you, Dad.
Oh, I forgot the
Aw.
the Netflix Kung Fu Panda exists.
Far From Home, the worst Spider-Man movie.
I was just gonna say that. Damn it, Alex is one step ahead of me.
Here's the thing: if it had that deleted scene in there, it would have been much better.
The deleted scene where they
I would
deleted
argue-
all of the movie? Yes, I agree.
No, the
I think
deleted
he's referring
scene.
to-
The deleted
Yeah, go
scene
ahead.
where he was fighting the mooks inside of that at one restaurant,
The deleted
I
scene
argue
where
that-
Spider-Man and Mysterio
where
eat
he was
donuts?
doing Spider-Man, and where he was doing Spider-Man stuff, and no, not the scene where he and Mysterio are just eating donuts and exchanging watermelons.
Yes.
Classic.
Does anybody remember that behind the
Outtake,
scenes
yeah.
gag?
I love
think
it.
I do.
That was funny.
They shouldn't have
And by the way-
fucking killed him at the end of the movie.
No, they should have, because guess what? The next movie was trying to finally have a Sinister Six, but they were missing one more damn member.
Who are we missing? We're
Then they
missing
gave one of them a
Mysterio.
movie. And then they gave one of the Sinister Six a movie.
And then they made one of them a movie.
Well, they're trying to make several Sinister Six movies.
They just,
Maybe
yeah,
they would have-
Sony has
Maybe-
this boner for that Sinister Six.
They
They
wanted to...
just want to keep the license, man. They just want to keep the license for Disney. Need to scoop some
You're the
Spider-Man.
best around. Nothing's ever gonna keep you down. You're the best around.
Visually,
how-
this movie's the best looking of the 2011 film
Look
era.
at it. Look at it.
Yeah.
There's so
It still
much
holds
awesome color and
Oh my
contrast.
God. Oh, that's so cool!
And the eye shot. Oh, man.
Literally.
See,
Why-
Pixar,
this
it
is how you
doesn't
make a
have to be
sequel.
100% realistic. You can get some style.
Put some
with
damn
style?
style back in your. Okay, I know it just came out yesterday, but you guys, maybe that can be our next movie at some point. But we have to watch Nimona.
Nimona.
When that
The-
comes
the-
out, I'm down to
Oh, it's-
watch that when it comes out.
It came out. It came out yesterday.
Oh,
I
animation.
know that's we'll only be able to watch like a cam rip if it's
More
Yeah.
yesterday.
animation.
So we can do it once the digital or Blu-ray come out.
That's assuming Netflix puts it out on Blu-ray. Because remember, Netflix doesn't put their shit out on Blu-ray.
Oh, wait a second. You said, oh, that's on
Radish
Netflix?
doing kung fu.
That's cool. Yeah, it's a Netflix exclusive movie because Netflix is the one who saved it.
Oh, see, say, yeah, I can go ahead and get us a copy of that.
Yeah.
The radish stole my family. That's
And
what
Tiger
that
and
symbol
radishes.
means.
I love how Tigress is concerned
Radish,
about
radish,
him.
radish, radish, radish,
I'm
radish,
glad that
radish, 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 radish. I hate you.
uh,
Okay, so would
back
you all
back
agree it was better that they actually developed Tigress and Poe's kind of siblingship in this than the other Furious Five members?
I
Yeah.
think so, yeah. But I guess they were working something up in the first movie.
This is
I
me
guess he was
trying
sort of
to.
like the unofficial
This is
leader
me
of the
trying to get sleep at night.
Furious Five. And you could say like she's
I'm
the leader of the Furious
training.
Five.
Tigress is technically the leader.
Yeah. Because I mean, I don't know how like Furious Five like backstory with the training. Because I mean, I know they all were trained by Shifu, but
Oh.
like
Oh,
Tigress
So-
was like the
Oh.
Kevin brought up
quote
something.
Cable,
Yeah, go
you
ahead.
punch like a girl.
Now, I have a question regarding something Kevin brought up. So,
Okay.
Angelina Jolie was in the Eternals. Helen Mirren was in Shazam Love and Thunder. Shazam Fury of the Gods.
Furry of the Titans.
Yeah, Shazam Fury of the Titans with Lucy friggin' Liu.
Who is also
Why are we? Why
in
are
this movie?
Yeah, why are some of the greats slumming it in these shitty fucking movies?
Well, see, I think for Angelina Jolie and Lucy Liu, they're doing it because, well, number one, it's a comic
Lucy
book
Liu was in
movie,
the
and you,
kind of TV show.
Yeah,
Fuck that.
you're
they,
guaranteed.
you're always. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, you're guaranteed a paycheck, right?
Yeah, if you
And
if
she's
you
trying to
if
be-
you're in a comic
She's
book
trying to be
movie,
completely serious. She's trying to be completely serious with Poe. Oh, even if she knows that sounds kind of dumb.
well, again, that's what I like about this
Yeah.
movie, and I feel like it's at the core is Tigress is kind of the sister that Poe never had.
Yeah. I mean,
And
Well,
you
and
know,
at the very least with Mantis, that
because I mean, if I remember anything,
well,
from
Mantis
the
can't really have
anime-
dad issues because his dad was already dead.
If
Yeah,
I remember anything from the TV show. They did go into a bit of Tigress's backstory, how she was an orphan and was basically raised by Shifu post Tai Long, so he did have a rough
yeah.
time.
I think the biggest weakness of of the character of the Furious Five of all of these movies is how underdeveloped Monkey is.
Yeah.
Well, he
That's
did
why
get
they
back
gave
so
Monkey
much
more
back-
lines of dialogue in Kung Fu Panda 3.
and
Yeah,
gave him
because
back, and also
Mantis,
gave more,
it is me, your bestie.
and also gave him a backstory in the TV show. I mean, he apparently has a brother and was from a bandit
A little to the left.
village.
Faster.
Apparently, he's from a bandit village and had a twin brother.
A
Yeah, Monkey
little
got
to
a
the
lot
left.
of Monkey got a lot of focus in the TV show because of that.
A little bit more.
He's funny, a bit threatening.
I really do think you kind of peaked villain casting wise when you got fucking Gary Oldman as your villain in this.
I wanted
if they'd-
pictures of Spider-Man.
what if they'd gotten
Yeah, I mean,
Jeremy
you
Irons?
remember tied this.
Oh my god, Jeremy Irons would have been cool. What if they
What if
got
they
Michael
get-
who knows?
Ironside?
Hey man,
Oh,
fourth movie, man.
that would have been good too.
Hey man, fourth movie, man. Fourth movie.
We'll
Who
find
knows?
out.
Maybe
What if
What
you
if they
get
get-
Idris Elba?
Hang on.
as
What if
the
they
villain?
do like a
Okay.
yin yang style villain and they get Jeremy Irons and Chiwetel Ejiofor to play the yin yang guys?
That's kind of cool.
That would have been.
That would be kind of neat. Funnily enough, there exists a dub done by Funimation / Crunchyroll, where both TFS abridged cooler and actual English dub cooler are in the same show together, and they do frequently talk.
Oh, that's
Oh,
cool.
that'd be cool.
That must be
That's
confusing.
nice.
I thought it was funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't be as confusing as
I can easily tell which one's which because I know
Wow.
Chris Guerrero's voice easily.
Fair
Hey,
enough.
while Andrew Chandler does have a as quite a bit of range.
God, I wish Dragon Ball would do something with cooler.
very marketable.
Well, you missed one.
You missed one.
Well, you missed a bunch of them.
And this is kind of ringing true of the self-fulfilling prophecy that was established in the first Kung Fu Panda movie.
Yeah, it's also starting to remind me of Avatar: The Last Airbender, or where they set
out to try to crush the thing that's going to oppose them, but then
yeah. There's also
but then
I
that just
believe-
sets them up for failure.
Yeah, I believe there's also the and like an ancient Middle Eastern parable of the Iron Prince, I believe it is, where the somebody
Meanwhile,
says
Mantis is still hench.
yeah, somebody says to the ruler of the land, and that the prince will one day strike you down, and rise above all.
Yeah, that
Oh,
one
so they,
specific guy.
yeah, so they put him, the guy, the ruler of whoever, or puts the prince down into the mines, where he, where he's supposed to stay forever. And then he finds out that working in the mine has made the prince incredibly strong.
This is why you don't banish people. This is why you don't banish people. Just kill them or imprison them.
What was that?
Must have been
They
the wind.
always come back stronger every time you banish them. It never works.
Simple, because Poe is not that stealthy.
Poe is
no.
a master of disguise.
Yes, clearly. He is.
Oh dear.
Sam Fisher, eat your heart out.
I guess Crane even took off his hat. Makes sense, because wouldn't fit.
This rice is bloody raw! Where's the lamb sauce? He shits it out.
So it's not that big.
Cut to them playing solitaire. Oh, would you look at that? This chase scene is already more interesting than all of the chase scenes in Indiana Jones 5.
Oh yeah,
The fact that you actually went and saw.
Poor soul.
You assume a lot of things, Kevin.
Right, I forgot.
I didn't fucking go anywhere.
Yeah, no, I had
Rip.
faith in that because it's like,
oh look, I love
How do
playing
you
Snake.
you get James Mangold and just I think again I'm calling it like for James Mangold to get what he wants to get a Star Wars movie, you have to direct a shitty Lucasfilm movie. It just makes sense.
Well, they already fucked up his Boba Fett movie. Like that was supposed to he was supposed to be making an R-rated Boba Fett film. And you know what that turned into? The Book of Boba Fett, and he wasn't even fucking involved.
I really think you should have gotten James
Viper.
Mangold involved. No disrespect to Robert Rodriguez, but Mangold would have been perfect for Boba Fett.
You know what they should have done? They should have gotten Robert Rodriguez to do Indiana Jones.
They really should have. It really feel like they should have
Antonio
reversed
Banderas
it.
is in the movie.
Praying mantises are incredibly strong insects. They're capable of catching and eating insects that are equal and even surpass them in size. They can lift up to 10 times their own body weight and jump up to 20 times their body length. And these amazing feats of strength make the praying
Where'd you get
mantis
your
the
hat
strongest
from, Crane?
insect in the world.
Are you reading?
I'm
Sounds like a wiki.
I'm reading it off of the first thing I got in Google search.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, praying mantis. So yeah, imagine a praying mantis as being with the strength of Master
Oh,
Mantis.
good, you found it.
It's okay, but Alex, look on the bright side. At least James Mangold is now free to do his Swamp Thing movie.
Yeah.
Tigress is not amused.
I like to see you
Is
get
this
me
a JoJo
out.
reference? Yeah.
It's weird now that Van Damme is now going to voice Johnny Cage.
Yeah. That's
seriously?
gonna be really fucking strange.
It's in Mortal Kombat 1, which is essentially Mortal Kombat 12, but this is a rebooted timeline. Van Damme is finally going to voice Johnny Cage, who was based off of Van Damme.
So now Johnny Cage is gonna
Any
be from
sources?
Brussels rather than America.
I mean, it's a reboot, so they have an excuse.
What's
There
the
you go.
source on,
Different
what's the source on
timeline,
that
so-
one?
What's the what?
The source. I
You can
require.
look it up.
Hang
Yeah,
on.
just look up Mortal Kombat 12 or I guess Mortal
They
Kombat
did,
1.
like Ed Boon announced it. Like they announced it,
Oh, okay.
I think a while ago.
Yeah, if
Sorry,
Ed Boon
so-
announced it, it's legit.
BTVA has not confirmed the actual voice cast in this, but I can definitely tell that Sub-Zero is voiced by KG Tang.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
I hate
Ari
the title.
Walgren was also voicing in Kitana and Melina,
Yep.
reprising from the first game.
Polygon.
And Liu Kang
Polygon, the
is
Mortal
still,
Kombat Wiki, Fandom Wire, everybody's saying it. Yep.
and Liu
Mhm,
Kang,
yeah.
meanwhile, is still voiced by Matthew Yang King.
Yeah.
Apparently even Yahoo Life Singapore says that.
Ugh.
I'm
Yeah,
not sure if Kenshi is still voiced by his actor from Mortal Kombat X, which is Vic Chow.
Hardcore parkour.
I don't know if Mortal
I couldn't-
Kombat.
And obviously,
Okay,
since
if
this
you
is a
guys say
younger
one
version,
or more
this is a
around at the speed
and since
of
this is a
sound.
younger version of Raiden, and he's
Places
obviously
and
not
go
going to be voiced by
follow the
Richard
rainbow.
Epcar.
No, and get this, in this new timeline, basically the roles are reversed. Raiden is
Yeah.
now the champion, is now Liu Kang's champion for Mortal Kombat, and Liu Kang is now the god mentor.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And
So once
Scorpion-
again, the great
How did you lose somebody that fucking big?
And
I'm
also,
still
no.
pondering if Scorpion will be once again voiced by Rob Yuan.
I don't know. Also, speaking of that, Scorpion and Beyond are
Yeah,
now
we are.
covered.
Yeah, we already
Yeah,
discussed that. That was stupid.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to the
Yeah.
action.
Yeah, back to the action.
Get your
Which, by the
money
way,
running.
Honestly, but I guess mine is a lot of well.
the
Ended,
action,
more fun,
Give me a shovel.
the chase
Oh,
sequences
he
are
said
really
shove,
good.
not shovel. Kamehameha!
Hadouken.
Oh,
God damn.
oh my god.
Na 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 da 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 da. Heading
Yeah,
to the
he's
field of
thing.
thunder.
Hey, don't mess with Jack Black. He was Bowser.
Well, let's also not forget the fact that
Limbo
that
man.
Jack Black took out a bunch of bugs in King
Stop
Kong.
hitting yourself. Stop hitting yourself.
And let's
You're
also
the one
not
hitting me.
forget-
You're running into my fist.
Ow. Does it even have a name?
His
Yeah,
bones
I'm
should
gonna
all
look
be
it up.
broken. Both of their bones should all be broken.
But it's okay. It's an animated film.
Yeah, slapstick, man.
Oh, come
Don't
on. You
worry.
guys could take him.
Don't worry. The rules of conservation of ninjutsu mean that we definitely will win this fight.
God damn it, he doesn't have a
Now.
name. Okay, he does not have a name. He's just called Boss Wolf.
We surrender.
Yeah, I guess he's just Boss Wolf.
Never change aid my warrior spirit.
No way. 8-point acupressure cuffs? Just like the ones that held Tai Lung. The more you move, the tighter they get.
Huh.
And that's the only reference to Tylon we get in this movie. Oh, I love this.
He's rehearsing this.
Yes. I would love to see Gary Oldman actually perform this scene.
I want to know how this guy and Meta Knight would get along.
Meta Knight would not get along with him because Meta Knight is a man of honor.
Yes, but how long would
Yeah.
they spend preparing to fight each other?
Meta Knight would leave out
Yes.
a sword, wait for somebody to pick it up, and if you don't pick it up, he's
Here
gonna
it comes.
he's just gonna
Very
sit
bored.
there.
Yeah, even if his ship is absolutely about to blow up, he doesn't give a damn. He's gonna fight you honorably, and you're gonna like it. Either he die, either we both go down with this ship, or we fight to the death.
Oh,
Oh, he did.
Fucking, like freaking. There's not even a body left.
No.
that's
I mean,
how.
he got shot by a
No, no, he's not just dead. He's cadaverific.
Ha!
Oh no!
Stairs.
Right, elevators don't exist yet.
I've quoted that line numerous times.
Right.
Why are there so
Oh, I
many
love this
stairs?
Stairs.
Oh, I do love this little.
I'm going to find the guy who invented stairs and then throw him down these stairs.
Oh, I love this
Alright.
little baited switch. Yeah.
I love this coming up. Thanks for carrying me up those last flies.
Few flights. Okay. I threw up a little bit on the third floor. Someone might
Greetings.
clean that up. Is this some sort of greeting?
Here
Yeah.
it comes.
Hey, how you doing?
He's like, wait, what?
Hey! He prepared to introduce himself, but then it's like, hey, how you doing? Hi.
I love that whole.
Hey, have you ever heard of not look a gift panda in the mouth? Dude
Oh.
looks like a oh no, lady,
Lady
looks
looks like
like a
a-
dude.
See, this is how you do that kind of joke. Suck it, Lorax.
And
I was just
meanwhile,
gonna say, are you referring to the Lorax?
I am the
And meanwhile-
Lorax, and I speak for the androgynes.
and meanwhile, Lois Einhorn has a severe case of hemorrhoids.
Yeah.
Here's the weapon.
Oh, it's a big fucking gun.
Yep.
I mean, to be fair, Kung Fu didn't really do much shit against guns. Unless they
Well,
can catch
all you
bullets.
have to
I
do
mean-
is punch it really hard.
I mean, Naruto
That
still.
sounds like something my
I mean,
dad would say.
Unfortunately, Naruto cannot possibly keep up with guns because there are no weapons in Naruto that are gun
Faster than the
based.
speed of sound.
They have fucking mech. Fucking
I don't
mechanical clones
He
and
probably did
goddamn
some
You
illegal
laser
stuff
realize
along the way.
you realize I'm making a reference to that data book, right? That
Yeah.
early data book.
Yeah.
Trying to pick these locks.
And
But all I have is my tail.
technological
Oh,
advancement of the
there.
Naruto world is weird.
The
Oh,
Naruto world
you know
is
what?
absolutely fast enough to intercept
You know what
guns
the brand
now.
on this is?
We have
Guys.
fucking. I mean, I know they
Bleach
don't need
was
guns,
far
but
faster than gun speed from the word go.
Thing
yeah,
I
no
have to pick
shit.
these locks is my tail.
I'm pretty sure even
Yeah.
like pre-Zanpakuto awakened Ichigo could probably outrun bullets.
He was able to deflect a Sero from near point blank range.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, Seros are supposedly confirmed to be around light speed
Yeah.
because they are a beam of light. Contrary to
Well,
what
maybe
those
we-
slow-moving lasers
Panda's
would say
binding.
from
You know,
Click on a one.
you guys' feet
Click on
are
a three.
perfectly fine. You could just jump.
Well,
Hold
light
on.
the thing. I did.
Boating around.
He used
Okay.
his figure.
Thanks, Goose Dad.
It's a
That
good thing these
actually
were
came
made
in
by
handy.
Master Lock. If I'd have had a rake, I might have been able to get them open sooner.
Ah!
Wouldn't have even had to be a small rake. Could have been a big one.
Just body slams him.
Fucking deer in headlights.
Oh no! Now he's triggered again.
Then decided to use Poe's insecurities about his parents against them.
It was me, Poe.
He's a
I
peacock.
killed
Damn it! You gotta let him fly.
Well, he
Yeah.
glided.
I love
Well,
it.
he glided.
Did he just call himself a peacock?
Well, at least one of you got that reference.
I love the fucking other guys.
Yeah, that was a great movie.
Wish they made a
Oh.
sequel. Oh
Huh.
shit.
Yeah, I guess
Meanwhile,
it would make
Seamus would
sense.
hate that. Meanwhile, Seamus would hate that movie just solely due to the fact that it's Will Ferrell as one of the stars.
No, it isn't. Oh wait, yeah, it was. It was Will Ferrell.
Will
Sorry.
Ferrell
That-
and Marky Mark are the stars of
I
that
know.
movie.
I
Not
was gonna
not Dwayne Johnson and Samuel L. Jackson.
Which actually, I love that bit of subversion of see Ryan Johnson.
Aim
That's a fucking
aim for the
subversion of
Aim for the
expectation.
bushes. What fucking bushes?
There are no bushes. Oh,
Oh. Oh, thank God this is a cartoon.
You know who they need to have
thank God.
in the next Star Wars thing is Jedi who survived Order 66.
Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
Well, The Rock, Will Ferrell, and Marky Mark.
What about Sam Jackson, or is Disney just going to pretend that Sam Jackson is only good for one thing, and that's a
Sam-
Nick Fury cameo?
Sam Jackson was already in Star Wars.
Yeah,
yes,
he
but
was.
he can.
As Mace
Purple
Windu.
lightsaber. Yeah, purple lightsaber guy.
Purple rain, purple rain.
He's been wanting to come back as Mace Windu in something. He's even on board
Yeah,
with Mace
but-
Windu
Yeah.
surviving.
Considering
Ace
all he
Order
did was
66.
get his hands chopped off and thrown out a window, you could probably bring him
Yeah.
back. But
Yeah,
that'll,
he
that'll-
shot at him. He got his hands.
I mean,
chopped
last
off.
I
Yeah,
checked, the janitor was sweeping up
Hey man, if
up
Palpatine
the
can
dead
survive
body.
that,
I
then
think the janitor swept up the dead body of Mace Windu. Oh,
Well,
after
the janitor
Palpatine's
also
death.
swept, Well,
Hey, man,
Kevin, the
help-
janitor also swept away the body of Darth
Come
Maul, and yet
fly with
somehow
me.
Darth Maul is alive.
That is
and
also
somehow
really
Palpatine
stupid.
returned. And somehow
No, Darth Maul is made out of Legos, Kevin. That's why
No,
his
even
top and
Lego
bottom,
Darth Maul
that's why his
died.
top and bottom half come apart so easily.
and that's
I mean,
and
hey,
somehow
you
Palpatine returned.
gotta give Dave Filoni credit. At least, unlike his master
Now,
George Lucas,
it's
Dave
been a
Filoni
year,
actually
so
made
you'd only
Maul
get
a
like half
character.
the year.
Yeah, he's right because it is actually half a year right now. Eh. Eh.
Okay, I guess we're ditching politeness. Not even a response.
See how Marvel.
I want everyone on the ships
Oh, you're-
now. No,
See,
everyone,
Marvel, you're
everyone.
See, Marvel, your movies don't have to be a joke, admit it.
No,
Yeah.
they don't.
And plus,
Well,
the villain's
okay.
response to the joke was literally, "Are you fucking with me right now?"
Well, I mean, hey, if you don't like jokey stuff, watch Secret Invasion. It's the most serious, super duper thing Marvel's ever done, and
I
nobody's
haven't seen
watching
Secret
it.
Invasion.
Right. I don't believe you.
Turns out he had more than one gun.
No, he didn't.
Because
Oh,
Oh,
Come
come on, man, just tap out. It's okay, buddy. You did your best.
The truth. You had Shen. What happened?
What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah.
The plot came in.
The truth.
His Batman Begins origin, Captain.
They will keep you far from danger.
Real far. What?
You're staying here.
Congratulations, Poe, you didn't bench.
Whoa, shit!
You're staying here.
I'm going. And you can't stop
He and
She
the older
literally
sister
could.
of the group. I mean,
Yeah,
she's the
she
older
really.
sister.
Okay. I wasn't ready that time.
Yeah.
She's also, more experienced.
Yeah, she was. She's basically like female Tai Long.
Except minus the pressure point technique.
Yeah. But see, what she doesn't. But see, she doesn't count on one thing: Poe's persistence.
He never gives up. He's an idiot. What you know about idiots?
He's a
They know-
typical
they don't-
shonen protagonist.
Of course, he's an idiot. Idiots don't know when to quit.
He knows what happened. Where I came from. Who I am. Look, I'm going.
Hmm.
I have to know.
I have to know the truth.
The hardcore can't understand.
Out.
Oh.
And suddenly 1,000 shippers
Did you
rejoice.
see?
That is the most.
Crane's jaw drop?
Yeah, that is the most aggressive hug I've ever seen.
And 1,000
But it's-
shippers rejoice.
Yeah, including young me. But old me now is like, you know what? I like their brother-sister dynamic.
Not
better
everybody
this
has
way.
a fork.
And the
Fork to have a
degenerates
good
on the internet,
relationship.
are here to say, "Ooh, brother-sister dynamic," you say.
Oh, god
Incest.
damn it. Well, wait a minute.
Doesn't
my
that
favorite
mean
tag.
they're not
was
related by
also-
blood?
Oh, god. But
And even
wait a
if
minute.
they
there
were,
was
the
that
internet
time-
wouldn't care.
There was that
Ooh,
time
incest.
in the There was that time in the animated series where Poe disguised himself as a vigilante, and Tigress had the hots for him, not knowing that was Poe. She even put on perfume.
Ooh. Oh yeah, I think I remember that episode. Yeah, a lot of things happened. Was that Legends of Awesomeness or the other one?
I think it was Legends of Awesomeness. Yes.
Okay.
Why do you keep her around, dude?
I don't know. They
Aside
need
from-
someone to see the future.
Do you want to know how I got these feathers? You see
Oh
my-
my God.
You see, my father was a peacock, And my mother was a peahen. That's it.
Well, okay, considering this came out in 2011, that would have been too soon.
Oh my god.
Oh my.
Yeah, she was kept around. Yeah, she was just kept around.
She makes
I
a
don't
good
know, he-
decoration.
She was
I don't know,
essentially his
Spike.
prisoner.
Essentially, spite, I guess, at this point to prove her.
She was initially a Yeah, he wanted to prove her wrong.
Jesus, dude.
I mean, hey, spite is a powerful tool.
Exactly.
What was that?
It must have been the wind.
I don't remember the wind making that much noise and going, yeah!
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just currently looking at TV tropes,
Yeah, I'm
and there is
looking
a
at
ship tease,
Bring down the
apparently.
building. We blow
Oh
it
god.
up.
Oh,
Yeah.
Somehow
Oh,
Poe.
don't say, don't say, don't say. Oh, there's no way this is gonna work.
Parading.
Hey,
Parading the
Hey.
fucking corpses of these guards around.
They're not corpses.
they're not. They're just sleepy. They're hyenas.
Yeah, they're sleepy wolves.
The wolves. Still
They're
can't believe the
wolvinas.
wolf doesn't have. The wolf does not have a name.
Been through the
Oh my-
desert with a wolf with no
I
name.
mean, there is a
Is that
wolf.
racist?
I mean, there is a
Is that
wolf in
racist?
fiction named Wolf.
How?
I mean, his name is literally Boss Wolf in the credits.
How does the color? How do the color schemes from this movie, which is over a decade old, look better than Lightyear?
That's effort,
Good fucking question.
compassion.
I hate
Oh,
Lightyear so
compassion.
much.
Yeah.
All my childhood, I wanted a Buzz Lightyear action figure, and
Oh,
I
did I?
finally
actually
finally
had a
got
Buzz
one.
Lightyear.
And Buzz is so cool. He's so green and white and red, and he's got purple, and it's like he's a character of like eye-catching contrast, and they turned him into generico McGray fuckwit, desaturated bullshit.
They all I wanted was a Buzz Lightyear film in the same vein as Buzz Lightyear of Star Command,
Command,
and they
yeah.
took that from me.
Yeah.
Assholes.
Buzz Lightyear of
Hey,
Star Command.
Zerg. I'm
And
here
it
to
doesn't end you.
I'm here to
and
shut
it
you
doesn't-
down, Dad. Oh no, I'm not your dad. I'm you from the future.
What if I was to tell you,
no.
Alex? What if I was to tell you that there was an alternate deleted scene that did confirm that Zurg was indeed his father, and he basically his plan was still stupid, but he wanted to try and make things better for the galaxy. So his idea was take over the Zurg Empire and just be evil because he has a vision. You see.
Okay,
The
so
well-tempered
this is
extremist.
Star Wars now. We have taken a joke and genuinely turned it into Star Wars.
Yeah, but that was the original thing they were going to do. But then they cut it, and they just decided to, let's just make him an evil, older version of himself.
I
That's
fucking hate Lightyear.
retarded.
So, and ironically, yes.
Danny Phantom did it better.
Oh,
And with Eric Roberts as the voice
Fucking hell.
of Evil Danny.
but at least
Yeah.
we had Josh Brolin's father as older Buzz. So there you go. There's the Avengers connection. Kind of.
Josh Brolin would have made a perfect Zurg
Get it,
if he
Disney.
He would have.
actually been, in a good movie.
Meanwhile, Shen is
Projecting hard. He's projecting hard.
you are fatherless, motherless. You also have no
Let me
uncle.
heal
Wait,
you.
what the hell?
And-
Wait,
Oh.
wait, uncle?
And no
No,
bitches.
I just
Master
Or-
Oogway never
oh.
told you what happened to your father.
Alright.
oh shit.
Now I was
Or
making
He's
the
dead.
Panda.
You're
Oh shit.
so alone.
Well, movie's
I like
done,
that.
guys. Well,
I was
movie's
Even
done,
quoting-
guys.
Oogway
I was
felt
quoting
bad.
the Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah, I got that. I was quoting it too.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, Bender, I ended up making this one joke when we were doing in the Amazing Spider-Man's commentary. I was like, no mother, no father, no uncle, and no bitches. You're so alone.
Oh,
Man.
also, I was gonna say, did they intentionally that shot where Sifu falls off the stick and he senses Poe's demise, quote unquote, that had to have been intentionally inspired by Yoda feeling the deaths of so many Jedi around the
Yeah,
galaxy during
yeah.
absolutely.
Order 66.
That
You
had to be, man.
she saw through that easily.
Well, fun fact, that's actually the face Jack Black makes whenever he is asleep.
Ah. Also, they brought back the acupuncture joke again.
Yes. Wait a minute, she
More
could have
fun-
escaped at any time. Why did he let her go?
I don't know. Prophecy and that sort of thing.
He's an
Oh, okay.
arrogant villain.
You know what? That's fair.
He believes he won, so he believes he doesn't need her around anymore.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I guess he doesn't have
I
a.
was right. You were wrong.
And he's not a complete psychopath that he doesn't kill people out of randomly.
That's true.
He hasn't reached that point yet.
He's not a
He-
monster at this point.
He hasn't been backed into a corner yet.
Aw, cute little panda
that.
village.
Look at that great animation. Man, I would love a show just like with this kind of animation.
Do you know how expensive that would be?
Yeah,
I mean,
Yeah,
Netflix
but
Castlevania is a thing.
if it was good,
That's
it'd
Powerhouse.
be worth it.
Powerhouse and Frederator.
Yeah, they're always good.
And then we have
And then the
Masters
Fire
of the
Nation
Universe.
attack.
Yeah.
Looks great. Terrible
Wait a minute,
show.
is this just the Avatar
Fun
backstory?
Yeah, no. Fun fact. Kevin Smith recasted Tila. He literally got rid of Sarah Michelle Gellar. And you're never gonna believe you're never gonna believe who he got to replace her.
Amber Heard.
Melissa
God, I love
Benoist.
Ben
Melissa
fucking
Benoit.
Supergirl.
Yeah, who is also married to Chris Wood, the guy who plays He-Man in that series.
That's fucking weird. That's like that'd be like if they recast He-Man.
Oh, and now Poe
with
is about to
fucking
have
Freddie
this
Prinze
inner
Jr..
peace moment.
Yes.
Yep, it's gotta accept the past, no matter how dirty it is.
The He-Man part of that series was the best part. Just saying.
Yeah. Bear McCreary
God, I love-
did a great score.
God, I love. Yeah,
Look at this.
such a great score. Then again, I mean, all the Kung Fu
A
Pandas
great,
had
a great score done by John Powell and
Hans Zimmer.
Yep, Hans Zimmer. In the next movie will just be Hans Zimmer doing a solo job.
I kind of
Yeah.
prefer. Maybe this is just me. I don't know if you guys feel this way, but when Hans Zimmer is working with somebody, he actually can deliver some great modern scores. I'm not saying he couldn't ever do that before. Like, if you obviously, you guys watched The Prince of Egypt and you've seen The Lion King. Those soundtracks were orchestrated by him, so he knew what the fuck he was doing.
Now the thing,
Oh,
the
that's
thing
kind of
about, especially about The Lion King, is that he also had what's his name? The guy who wrote the lyrics for
Elton John?
No, not Elton John. I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about the guy who wrote the the African lyrics.
Oh, Lebo
Lebo.
M.
Yeah, Lebo. Lebo did a really good job on that part of it.
If anybody says Kung Fu Panda 2 is, if anyone says Kung Fu Panda 2 is a bad movie or is not as good as the first one, fuck you.
Picture.
They're wrong.
Family
Yeah.
picture.
Hell, if you believe a modern day Disney animated film is better than Kung Fu Panda 2, fuck you.
Yeah.
Damn right.
Let's see. Trying to think of any
Hey,
of them.
this is how you do a
See.
serious kid movie. Kid.
The only one I can think of off the top of my head that I could say compares is Brave.
Yeah. Oh man, remember how Disney roasted themselves? Like, yeah, Brave was not our best work, so we're just gonna make fun of Matilda.
Merida.
I'm sorry, not
Merida.
Merida.
Yeah.
And
Never
now,
mind the fact. Never mind the fact that
Now
Brave was
montage
better
of
than
Kung Fu
everything
Panda
that came
1.
out after it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's right.
and stuff we already saw.
Mhm.
Yeah, but it's like, hey, it's cliche to reuse footage to remind him of what he's got that makes him strong. But it's like, hey, I like it.
Yep. Don't focus on what you've lost.
He's
Focus
I
on what
am-
you have.
I am 24601, Jean Valjean. Oh, wait, wrong movie.
I am Poe.
I'm go-
And I'm going to need a
I'm
hat.
so bad. Yes.
Okay. So,
I'm
2011.
neither Poe nor the panda. I am Poe the panda.
2011, they released Romeo and Juliet, Mars Needs Moms, and Cars 2.
Oh
Jesus,
God.
Jesus, what was going on with that year?
Then they put out
The
Brave,
writer's strike.
Frankenweenie, Wreck-It Ralph. Those were all 2012.
And I'm pretty
God.
sure. Remind me, what didn't Cars 2 or win Best Animated Film, or was
I
that
believe
this?
so, yes. Cars. Hang on.
Let me see. Best animated film of 2000 and what again?
11.
11.
Best animated
Oh no!
film
We've transformed.
2011. Right?
We've transformed into Matt Reeves the Batman. Yes,
Oh
2011.
God! Oh God! That's terrible.
Oh come
No.
on!
This is the worst timeline.
Oh.
No.
Yes.
I'm not seeing...
Oscar.
Hell,
Let's see.
Nope, it was
No, wait.
not nominated for an Oscar.
Oh
Yeah.
fuck! Wait, what? Which one? Cars 2 or
Cars
Kung Fu
2.
Panda 2?
Cars 2 was
Oh,
not
the
nominated
animated-
for an
yeah.
Oscar.
Oh, thank you,
Animated
God.
Eat my head.
Yeah.
It was the let's see,
Now, let's see here.
2011 Oscars. The winner
so,
was Toy
Monsters
Story
University
3.
was okay, but it's not
Oh
the
come
best.
on!
And
Monsters
nominees were How to
University.
Train Your Dragon. but
Monsters
apparently wasn't
University is 2013. Frozen is also
Yeah.
2013. Oh, Big Hero 6, that was a Disney animated movie. I forgot about that one. That was really good.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the
Zootopia?
series was even better. Yep,
I can
Zootopia's
say
good.
Zootopia, Finding Dory, hey, those were pretty good movies. Moana was okay. Cars 3 is surprisingly good. Incredibles 2, I wish it had been better.
Oh, Poe is here.
And everything after
With the
everything
hat.
after Incredibles 2 is
Yeah.
dog shit.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, I liked Luca.
Apparently Rango won.
Okay,
the
Luca,
award.
I can kind of understand. Luca's okay, hey, but
I remind you,
They-
the nominees, but it did. Kung Fu Panda did get nominated.
I'll take what I can get.
But
What?
Rango won the award.
You know
Something
what?
that Shazam would repeat.
I know.
I can get
Except I kind of think this is better than Shazam in terms of how I did it.
At least
Yes.
it's how the villains react. Well,
Okay, Poe.
I still
Right
like.
on
I still
Oh,
like
yeah.
how I still liked how Shazam did it, just because it was the villain making the big
villain.
speech.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
Shazam
yeah,
with
what-
no super hearing is like, what? I
What?
can't
Yeah.
hear you.
Are we? I also was gonna say when Poe failed to free them by throwing the hat. Poe, you're not Kung Lao.
Poe,
Not
you're
odd
not
job,
Captain
man.
America.
Also, that's
Not
not
odd
Odd
job.
Job's hat.
Next time, get a steel one.
Bum,
Yeah,
bum,
this is the-
ba-da-da.
Again, that's the Poe's goofiness is his best weapon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's kind of like the Devil May Cry situation.
If
Like,
Dante
everything-
was a panda.
Yeah, and was, I guess, slightly incompetent. I mean, they're probably the same amount of
I would
competence.
say Poe is incompetent.
I mean,
No, he's
yeah.
competent.
I mean, he did exactly
Yeah.
what he was trying to.
Okay, what the best place is more jokey?
Crossfire!
Crossfire!
Okay.
Crossfire!
What about Crossfire Hurricane?
Crossfire?
Dragon Warrior, what's your plan?
Step 1.
Super.
Honestly, I didn't think I'd do this.
The good old step 1, step 2, step 3, profit.
Burr.
What about
Jesus
Inside
Christ.
Out, Alex?
Inside Out's
Oh,
okay.
Master Ox is here.
Yeah.
Like, there's
Yes.
honestly,
Hey,
there's
did it-
oh, there we go.
Wind.
Yep, Shifu's here.
Yeah,
I guess
Shifu had to persuade them.
I mean, I'm not going to question it.
Master Shifu, how did you get here?
I
Through
ran
magic.
really fast.
I'm Shifu.
Let's see.
I got here because of Batman.
Ironically, Batman would come out a year later.
Yeah.
Oh man, how has Christian Bale not been approached to do an animated film again?
You know,
Christian
he
Bale
was
play-
because he was already a cartoon in the form of Gore the God Butcher.
So Christian Bale, Ben
Oh.
Affleck, Michael Keaton, and Robert Pattinson all play the villains in the next Kung Fu Panda movie, and they're all giant human-sized bats.
Yes, absolutely. Come on, let's do it. I mean,
And we can get the AI regenerated voice of Val Kilmer as well.
that too. I mean, yeah. Well, I was gonna say, I'm not counting Netflix's Jungle Book. Where Christian Bale was.
All right, here
on my way.
Oh, he's dead.
Oh, damn.
Yeah,
God. I think that
he's
was
not
all.
dead. He's sleeping.
Closest on-screen death.
Oh. Don't you know, Kevin? No one ever is really gone, according to Jake Skywalker.
Don't worry. Nobody ever dies in these movies. They just get really big boo-boos.
Well, actually, no. I mean, only the main villains die in Kung Fu Panda. Everyone else is fine.
I mean, Uguay's dead, technically.
Yeah, Uguay died.
Didn't
Tai
Uguay come
Lung's
back?
in the- Tai Lung's
Well,
in the
Uguay
spirit
should-
realm.
He did come
Uguay
back. But
chose
he was,
to die.
And Tai Lung
He-
got banished to the
he's
Shadow
chilling.
Realm. Currently waiting for
Yeah, he
Yami
did.
Bakura to bring him back. He never will.
No, you
though.
mean Zork?
No, I meant Florence.
That's Zork.
I know what I fucking said.
Yeah, but that's Zork.
Okay, Poe, the Tigress.
Zork for
Now is
Mark?
not the best time. Now is not the best time to be doing a Titanic reference. Wait a minute, this was 2011. Never mind.
You're here, and there's nothing of fear, and I know that my heart will go on.
Oh, now Poe's about to do Inner Peace.
He's about to do the best bending that we've ever seen. Suck it, M. Night Shyamalan.
I mean, I think this is the only bit we've seen in a film, in a feature film.
Universal, make a DreamWorks esque fighting game.
I mean, they did that already.
When? Inner Peace.
It was probably a Smash Bros. Clone.
Hosha!
I know it exists.
He dabbed. He fucking dabbed.
This was before it
Poe
happened.
invented dabbing. Confirmed.
Oh,
And there's the
Oh,
thumbnail.
there's water. There was water right there. To
Poe's
quote
about to
Kylo,
play. Poe's about to play some basketball.
to quote Kylo Ren,
he defeats Ultra Instinct, guys.
The-
Fucking
if-
Goku.
Why are you quoting Kylo
Yeah.
Ren? What are you quoting from him?
you know the scene where he's telling everyone to fire on Luke Skywalker.
Oh yeah, no. Oh, I thought you were going to say, I hate water. It's cold and wet
No.
and irritating and gets everywhere.
God dang it! And I can see Anakin in the afterlife. God dang it! He is my grandson.
Ben,
You
I just want you to know.
Does he not throw it back?
You're disappointing.
Oh, this is cool.
This is so fucking cool.
Kame.
Hadouken!
He snapped the line, guys. Don't worry, he's okay. He's fine. Nobody died.
And the day is saved thanks to a big fat panda.
Correction. He's the big fat panda.
Up
Oh,
now.
damn.
Oh, Shen, your weapons is done for. So what do you got left?
I don't know. Spite. So much spite.
Yeah.
You know, you just keep your elbows up and keep the shoulders loose.
That's amazing. That's great. Poe doesn't even really understand it.
See, that's the thing, Shen. Scars heal. No, they don't.
I mean,
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
They fade.
Yeah, there you
Those are
go.
reminders.
Pain's temporary, scars fade, glory is eternal. Or however that
Yeah.
speech
pain
from the
is
replacements
pain
went.
is temporary, glory is forever.
There you go.
Pain is temporary.
And I choose to be an
Trick
asshole.
stick scars, glorious forever. Yeah,
Oh.
there we go.
Oh, come
I just-
on, Shen.
Oh,
Go watch
nice.
The Replacements.
Oh.
It's a good movie.
Oh.
I choose to be an asshole.
This is a really good fight scene.
Oh,
Yeah.
It
God,
sounded
yes.
like it sounded like the
Also, I do love that apparently Chen essentially kills himself. He
Yeah.
basically he just lets himself die.
And he,
And he's
yeah,
dead.
he accepted it.
He basically made
I think he-
suicide at this point.
I think he figured at that
Oh,
point because the thing explodes here, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't
even if
think
he
there was
did kill
any way
Poe,
he
what
was
he gonna
getting
do?
off, even if he ran away at
Even
that
if he-
point.
that's
I mean, even
okay.
if he did-
He'll be back in Kung Fu Panda 4 because I just remembered the plot is they're going to bring back all the.
No.
Yeah, all the villains are gonna come back from the previous three movies as
Why?
Wait, seriously? And so,
I'm sure there'll be an in-universe explanation.
Oh, it'll make about as much sense as Plan to Eradicate the Saiyans did. I'm sure of it.
eh. Like I said, I mean, when you bring back all the villains or something, it only has. I'm Batman.
I like how Oogway was a
Yeah.
little jealous, like he found inner peace at such a young age.
Yeah, somehow
Yeah.
Shen survived.
Yeah.
Somehow Batman and saved Gotham City while it's still
Despite
being
everything.
while it's still drowned.
In the war.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ah, hell with it.
Man, my adopted son could be dead.
And somehow Shen survived.
Somehow Tai Lung survived.
He's in the spirit. He's in the spirit
Yeah.
realm.
Yeah, it's not hard to
We don't-
believe he wouldn't survive.
I mean,
Somehow, main villain of Kung Fu Panda 3 returned. I don't know who that is, but you know.
Kai.
Kai.
the guy who's voiced by JJ.
The jet
J.
plane?
He wants,
No, J. Jonah
Yeah.
Jameson.
yeah, he wants more pictures of Spider-Man.
Oh, I'm
make
going
his
to get
son
so
sing.
much mileage out of that.
And he wants to shoot through this thing.
Imagine, if you will, Wario as voiced by Jonah Hill.
I'm trying to imagine Wario now. Wario is voiced by J.K. Simmons.
Ha!
Mario,
Hear it. Hear it. Hear
Who would
it, Wario
Waluigi
Corp.
be voiced by?
We fire the whole bullet. That's 95% more bullet per bullet.
We can't have Jim Carrey voicing Waluigi because he's already Dr. Eggman.
He could voice
That is
Waluigi.
Okay,
Yeah, he
see,
could
that's
do
what Yeah, he could. That's kind of why I
he
don't
could
like
do a
Kung Fu
live
Panda
action.
3. Kung Fu Panda 3 completely destroys this movie. I mean, not this movie, but basically this moment.
Does it?
Kind
We'll
of.
see. We'll see when we get to
You know what?
it.
I'll have to. You know what? We'll have to rewatch it and see. But because he's your daddy, doesn't mean just because he's your father, doesn't mean he's your daddy.
Except he is.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, we cut to.
And then
to
Kung Fu
Breaking
Panda...
Bad. No, and then we cut to Breaking Bad, and he's like, Jesse, we need to cook.
And then Kung Fu Panda 4 comes out and reveals...
Meanwhile,
reveals...
I will do admit this. I was a bit disappointed that Poe's father won this Kung Fu Master since they kind of set him up to be this kind of badass warrior.
They kind of gave Poe the Superman thing where he had a birth father, but now he has an adopted father. But now it's like, no, his birth father's alive.
Yeah. Like, I kind of
How
had the
come-
impression of it. Like,
And
Okay,
then-
that doesn't
to
sound
be
like Bryan Cranston.
like I was
Yeah,
expecting
it's
to be
not
like
Bryan
Soap
Cranston
Man from
until the third movie.
And then Kung Fu Panda 4
Yeah.
reveals that Russell Crowe was his real dad all along.
God dang it.
Oh ho ho ho.
Oh, that was Kung Fu Panda 2. Still holds up to this day.
Yep.
Oh,
S rank. Good old
9.5
S rank.
out of 10.
Put
Yeah,
it on
I
the
give this
goddamn.
movie I'd say it's a 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Alex, what about you?
yeah.
It's easily
Yeah,
one of the best. One
do
of the
I
best
know how to
DreamWorks
pick-
sequels.
Do I know how to pick these movies or what, Alex?
Yes, you do.
Hey, I just
Again,
noticed Seth Rogen didn't do the laugh. in This one.
And then Donkey Kong proceeds to do the laugh.
I've been told I can do a pretty good Seth Rogen laugh.
Oh god.
Man.
Excuse
You
me.
poor thing.
I know. Oh, I also like these credits because it shows how Poe got to.
Well,
Danny
okay, well,
McBride
there's
was in this movie.
Yeah. Oh, that's
Huh.
right, Danny McBride. I forgot. I literally forgot. No offense to Danny McBride, but he's kind of invisible sometimes, unless he's right there.
Van Damme, there he is. And that's how he got to where he is now.
Yeah, I like that. That's so sweet.
And with your childhood.
Oh, Jennifer. Nice.
He's the wolf boss, by the way.
Holy shit! This movie had 3 writers.
Huh.
Yep.
Well, at least it didn't have
Damn.
more than that.
Oh my god, yeah. Spider-Man Far From Home had like what?
Well, Spider-Man Homecoming had 6 writers. Far From Home had 2. Somehow
yeah, I
they
got
managed to
them mixed up.
retain the 2 worst writers.
Oh, that's terrible.
Unfortunately,
But then-
the weird
but
thing
then
is those
there's
guys went on to
also-
do No Way Home, They actually did a pretty good job. So
And
yeah.
then there's the Amazing Spider-Man 2, which still has that weird theme for Electro.
And John Francis Daly and his writing partner
Right.
went on to do the fucking Flash movie.
Holy
And the
Guillermo
Flash-
del
shit!
Toro.
Guillermo del Toro was a creative consultant?
Huh.
Oh my god!
For Kung
Wow.
Fu Panda 2.
For Kung Fu Panda 2, I'm really curious. I need to look some of that up. It's like, how did they get him as a creative consultant? Was he on the first one? Did you guys read that Guillermo del Toro has stated he's done with live action movies, and for the rest of his career, he's going to mostly focus on making animated films?
Yes, I
because he
actually
loves the
saw
genre.
that.
Good for him.
You know what?
Yeah, see, Danny McBride was the wolf boss.
Oh shit! Additional voices.
While I was rereading the whole ship piece on the Legend of Optimus page on TV Tropes,
Oh my
apparently
god! I
Viper
should have
made
made. Sorry, I should have made this joke. The kung fu, the choreography in this movie is leagues better than fucking Iron Fist season 1
And Shang-Chi.
and Shang-Chi. Yes.
Because at the very
Well,
least,
okay.
it's not one unmassive tool and one talented actor slapping each other over a green screen.
Okay, Samuel Liu, he's a great choreographer, and he had some, and he's a great charismatic actor. It's just the problem was they abandoned. Okay, fine. They abandoned doing traditional hand martial arts, like literally in the first half,
Yeah.
because it's like,
and he also gets jobbed out by his self-trained sister.
yeah,
Mhm.
because again, it's all about the female empowerment. You see.
And of course,
Girl power.
Aquafina couldn't just keep herself out of the movie.
Aquafina
No.
could
To its
just
detriment.
never be in
I
anything
swear
where
to
she
God.
speaks ever again.
I mean, she was pretty good as Spider in the Bad Guys.
I haven't seen The Bad Guys. Now
Okay,
that
then we
you've
need
told
to
me
watch.
that she's
That's
in it,
what-
I'm probably never
Yeah.
going to.
Okay, no,
It's a good
Alex,
movie
hear me
though.
out.
What?
This is where DreamWorks started their comeback last year.
Yeah. And decided to become
Yeah,
more
but
like
Aquafina's in
Spider-Verse.
it, and that means that it's automatically bad.
Oh, guys. Now tell me, how jarring does the differences in this image look?
Yeah. That's interesting.
Wow. Censorship, guys.
Oh
yeah.
my god.
Oh yeah, I guess what I was saying earlier. Apparently, Viper and Tigress did get ship keys. I mean, hell, they even made out with each other. Apparently,
Really?
Ooh,
In
yeah,
what?
apparently, in Legends of
Okay.
Awesomeness.
Oh, okay.
That's
Yeah.
unfortunate.
That's
Yeah.
that's quite the production team for the 2D sequences.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
So, quick question. Have any of you guys seen a movie that had more than 3 writers that was good? And Into the Spider-Verse does not count.
Nothing comes to mind.
Nope.
Because
I got
usually
nothing.
I know this. I know that, okay, as a writer myself, I'm not the best, but I'm improving. When you have more than one or two writers, it becomes
It gets
a
weird.
mess. Yeah. Because
Everyone's got
there's
different opinions, and some.
it's hard to compromise.
One of the things that the Writers Guild allegedly says is that you're only supposed to have 3 credited writers on a work. They've kind of gone
Really?
back on that, and they're insisting there being more writers on TV shows, but we'll put that aside for right now. And we'll say, hey, that they've taken that and said, okay, hey, so we can have 3 teams of writers. So you could have, if you had a 3-person writing team, and they teamed up
3
with
teams
another
of what? How
3-person
big are
writing
they?
team, and they teamed up with another 3-person writing team, you could have 9 credited writers on a movie.
Yeah.
So
By
we're
their-
basically getting
by their
14 episodes.
stupid rules. And then you have
Alex,
one-
read what I share on the broadcast check because
No.
because the tweet isn't showing itself.
14 episodes.
yeah, I don't
Last
care
episode
right now. I'm
of Bleach
I'm
Court
trying to
2 will be
maintain
an
a
hour
train
long.
of thought.
So technically 14.
Anyway,
So yeah. So if you have typically if you have more than 3 people working on any given project, you're going to come into the issue where they'll all be on different pages. The more people who are involved on a project, the less likely they are to be able to be cohesive with their ideas of what's supposed to happen. And when you wind up passing a script around from one group to another, the way a lot of movies that have like more than 4 credited writers wind up with, more than 3 credited writers, rather, or you wind up having that thing where the scenes start fighting each other, you know?
Yeah. Well, wait a minute. Hold on. Now that you mentioned it, it just came to mind. I think another movie that had multiple writers that turned out great was Batman: Mask of the Phantasm.
Let's see here.
Yeah, it did.
Mask of the
Alan Burnett, Paul
Phantasm.
Dini.
Hang on. Mask of the Phantasm was... Okay, the story was by Alan Burnett, and it did have 4 writers, but the thing is, there's one that's an animated movie, so... Oh, that's...
Yes.
Not running
well,
into
anyway,
the same
the movie.
issues.
So, well, anyway, the credits are done.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that doesn't run into the same issues the live-action movie has, is where you'll have, like, different writers on set versus who was actually writing the script originally, and then, you know, other things. But this is also, the team behind Batman the Animated Series, and those guys could do just about no wrong back then. And it is
That's
a
fair
78... It is a 78-minute movie, which is the equivalent of what, 4 regular
Not
episodes?
even an hour and a. Yeah, not even an hour and a half.
Yeah, so 20 minutes, that's 40, and then, yeah, so that's the equivalent of 4-hour-long episodes, so I can imagine, and like if you had 4 people all on the same team writing for that, you could have, like 2, and then 2 more, and then, you know, another, or one working on like, the last few, you know? Oh, so that's an exception that probably proves the rule. Anyways, I hope you guys, anybody who was watching on Twitch, had fun watching this with us, and I hope that the people on Kick, if they actually watched it, had fun watching it with us, because I'm only able to live stream to 2 places at once with Restream, and unfortunately I did have to lower the video resolution for this, because Kick, for some reason, doesn't like 1440p video. They just won't accept it. That was why I wasn't connecting at all previously. I didn't see I didn't see anywhere in the... I had to go looking for this setting, by the way, because it was buried in the help section. My default stream settings are 2560 by 1440, and I had to downscale it to 1920 by 1080 for this. And, you know, I'm not too happy about it, but at least, you know, maybe when we stream to them, they'll, you know, that'll help improve the streaming capabilities over time. You know, more people going over there, they'll, you know, have to improve their own streaming stuff. But, you know, if not, whatever, Twitch is fucking dying right now anyway. So, bye, everybody. Does anybody want to share their stuff before we leave?
Not at the moment, no.
Nope.
Alrighty then. Bye, everybody.
Toodles.
Bye.
Sonic, I forgot to ask you, Sonic.
Yeah, what?
Did you want to shill before we left?
I have nothing to show. I don't. My channel has barely anything.
Ah, alright.
Yeah.
Make a review of Indiana Jones 5. That'll be a great fun time.